Hey maker, I'm Angel of FleeceFun.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make this giant paper sunflower. It's really easy to make, and I love how it comes together. And I have different sizes. I have this is the extra small, I have the jumbo over here, which is great. Perfect for making a flower wall or just adding some fun fall decorations. For this project, you will need the following. You will need Fleece Fun's free files. They're available on FleeceFun.com. 12 by 12 cardstock, a cutting machine like a Cricut Maker, glue gun and a lot of glue sticks, large wooden spool or thin rolling pin, light grip mat, and something that comes in handy are command strips for mounting it onto the wall. Alright, now that you have all those items, it's time to get started. Step 1, cut out the paper sunflower elements. Now, the problem with this project, I could give you the PDF pattern to do it and to trace it and to do it. It would take forever. So borrow your friend's machine or get a machine, cut it out this way, because as it is, it takes a little time. Using the free SVG cut files, cut out all the elements. There are 4 layers to the sunflower, each with its own center with spokes and petals. Layer 1 has 11, layer 2 has 10, layer 3 and 4 have 12 petals each. The seated center is the longest part of making the giant sunflower. Alright, now that you have all those items cut out, it's time to start assembling your flower. Step 2, begin making the petals to the giant paper sunflower. Now, each flower has 4 levels to it, and you're going to notice on each of those levels it has its own special petal. So pay attention to that, and I'm going to show you how to identify what petal goes where. Organizing is key to success with this project. There are different sizes and shapes of petals. Keep all the same shaped petals and sizes together in piles. There is a single petal for each layer that has a number on it that coordinates with the circle center to help you organize them. Let's start with the largest layer, that is the bottom layer of the flower, or 4, and work our way to the top layer, 1. You'll notice that all of the petals have a slit in them. To give the layers a more three-dimensional look, at the bottom, slide one end over the other. Don't slide the bottom edges past each other. Once you figured out how you want it to come together, hot glue one side and fold it over, repeating this with all of the petals. The petals in layer 4 and 2 are symmetrical, but on the other layers 3 and 1, they are not. Keep this in mind when you're putting them together. The goal is to mirror the petals to allow some variation in the look of the flower. Try to have the front of the petals vary in direction. This will make more sense as we put the flower together. Keep the like petals together in piles. Alright, looks good. Next step. Step 3. Begin making the layers to the sunflower. Each little spoke on the center circle is for a petal. Glue each petal to a spoke. Until you have a full layer. Now put together layer 3. See how the petal shapes mirror every other time for some variation? Be sure to pay attention and do this as you glue the layer down. Glue together layer 2. And finally repeat these steps with layer 1. Note with layer 1, since there are 11 petals, it won't mirror perfectly. Great. Now, in order to kind of give all these flowers a beautiful kind of curve and more organic look, we're going to curve under those petals, and you can just use a wooden spoon for that. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Now it's time to give a little more personality and dimension to the flower. With a large wooden spoon or small rolling pin, curl the petals. Hold the bottom of the petal so you don't tear it off the circle, and wrap the end around the wooden spoon and curl. This is similar to curling ribbon on scissors. Repeat with all the petals and set the layer aside. to make the center. Now, the center actually is probably one of the longer things it takes to make this flower, but it gives us that wonderful dimension and texture. Totally worth it, I promise. I'm going to show you how to do it. Step 4, make the giant sunflower center. Take the brown center and the seed strips. Starting with the outside of the circle, glue down one long side of the strip. Then bend it over gently and glue down the other side. Continue to add the strip and glue down the other side. Use your fingers to get the paper to have a more rounded look at the top. Continue with this method, spiraling all the way to the center. Depending on how tightly you spiral the seed strips, you might need to cut more. Now it's time to bring everything together, and feel free to kind of play with and shift and twist so you get the flower to look the way you want it to. Step 5, bring the sunflower together. Now the real fun begins. It's time to bring the amazing flower together. Starting with layer 4 on the bottom, add layer 3, then 2, then 1. Don't glue them down first. Bring them all together so you can turn and shift them and have the petals spread how you like. Once you are happy with the result, then hot glue the layers together. And finally, hot glue the center of the flower into place. Now I have the back cut out of the same paper as this, but if you want it to be a little more sturdy, you could also do a cardboard circle or something just a little more sturdy, or even just double up on circles to make the back extra sturdy. Once that is done and the glue has cooled, flip the flower over and glue the yellow circle into place. You can also replace the circle with cardboard if you want the flower to be more sturdy. That's it, you just completed the giant paper sunflower DIY. You have this great flower, you have different sizes so you can make a great backdrop with it, or you can make it so it suits whatever your needs are. It's a really fun project and it's a great way to fill up a large amount of space if you're decorating for a party or something like that. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more awesome videos just like this one. If you like this project, I have several more on fleecefun.com that I think you'll enjoy. My patterns and tutorials are free. I have more SVG files on there and sewing patterns and crafting goodness and holiday ideas. Be sure to check me out there. I have links for you below, and let me know in the comments below if you have ever made a giant paper flower before.